Mr. Wayne? Yes, sir. You know that I'm always happy to help you in every capacity, but I want you to know it's going to be very difficult to plan your funeral. Now, Mr. Wayne, Bruce, when you brought me on as butler, when you kept me on after all these years, working for your father and your mother, you know that I've always supported you, and you know that I only have your very best interest at heart. Despite my reservations, I have followed you down this road of you becoming the Batman. But sir, surely you can't expect me to plan your funeral. Well, sir, I know what a very high-risk occupation you have. I know how hard it is for you to simply survive the night at times, when the Joker is firing gas at you and Killer Croc is tearing up the concrete and hurling it at you, or even when you're off on one of your more cosmic adventures with your associates at the League. But your funeral, that is somewhat difficult for me to do, sir. Very well. If you must know, this is what I would recommend. We, of course, would hold it here, at the mansion, at your ancestral home. It would be only the correct thing. We would use the larger study for a viewing area. We would lay out your casket at the end, right next to the bust where you first saw that bat, when you first realized that you would become a bat. Of course, there would be a tremendous showing of people, not only your friends. Of course, you have made many, many acquaintances over the years, both your, shall I say, super friends, but also all of your past loves, your colleagues, and of course the many people at the Gotham PD who you have gotten to know in your capacity as Bruce Wayne. And of course your many charitable organizations would make you know, and simply being the richest, most available bachelor in town would bring many, many licky-loos. And depending on who you allowed, it would be a turnout in the hundreds. I would be kept very busy, sir, and would need to hire many other staff in order to orchestrate that. Well, I think the appropriate thing would be for me to say a few brief words of introduction and then to have a pre-arranged list of people to speak at your funeral. They would speak to your character, speak to you as a person, and what you meant to Gotham. Of course, they would talk about you overcoming your tragedy and rising above and all the good that you've done. Of course, the whole while, for the most part, people not realizing the real good that you've done as Batman. Of course, we would have a reception afterwards where drinks and food would be served and people would have a chance to mill about and talk to one another. It would be a somber occasion, but there would be lots of laughter and joking, I am sure, as people try to keep a stiff upper lip, something which I heartily approve of. Now, sir, now that I have told you how I would go about planning your funeral, would you mind telling me what is going on? I see. Ra's al Ghul has marked you for death, and he believes that he has successfully poisoned you with an incurable poison. That is most troubling, sir. May I ask how you are, to put it simply, still among the living? Well, yes, I do know again that you have many wonderful friends. And yes, I do know that your associate, Barry Allen, is a forensic medicine expert. So what you are saying is a combination of his ability to work at super speed and his knowledge as a police detective, he was able to create an antidote for you before you succumbed to this poison. That is remarkable, sir, and I'm very glad to hear it. I shall make sure and send him a extra large gift basket on his birthday. So your plan is to die, is that correct, sir? So that you will be able to bring the perpetrators out of hiding. Yes, now things are starting to make more sense. It is absolutely true that the one thing Ra's al Ghul and his associates would never be able to resist is to show up in person to confirm the fact that you are dead. Which brings us to another point, sir. They are going to definitely examine your corpse closely. How are you going to ensure that they believe you are dead? That sounds very risky, sir. Giving yourself an injection of the slightly altered poison to bring about a death-like trance. Even if that worked, sir, wouldn't that leave you weakened when you reanimated? Sir, I'm not entirely comfortable with this. You're saying that if you give yourself, when I revive you, the antidote mixed with a tiny amount of venom, the same substance that Bane uses, isn't it terribly addictive? Well, I do not agree with it. I do not like your plan, but I see why. So the only way that we will be able to ensure that you are not tempted to use it again, we must make sure to destroy any venom that is in the radius. You are going to be required to be under confinement for up to a week afterwards as you detox from the venom. But it's true that we'll bring you back at full capacity and then some, to say the least. So, you appear to be dead. You bring Ra's al Ghul and his associates in. They tell that you are really dead. But what are they going to do then? I see. So they are going back to that old standard of destroying Gotham for its decadency. I have no compunctions about taking out such a villain. While I agree with his assessment of helping to save the world and reduce nationwide population, his draconic means of killing so many innocents, millions, even billions of people, is absolutely, without question, must be stopped. So, how are you going to do it? You can hardly start fighting them as you rise from your coffin. You can hardly risk so many innocents that will be at your party. Ah, I see. A calculated distraction to bring them all outside. Reports that the Batman has been sighted nearby. Very good. They will not be able to resist. If I may say so, sir, they will probably leave at least one person to monitor you. Ra's al Ghul is very intelligent. That's where I come in to distract him. Well, I certainly will be happy to do so in my capacity as your butler and say, good sir, you have spent quite enough time viewing this body. Could you move along, please? And in doing so, I will give you the momentary distraction you need to flip in the casket, leaving your decoy, and for you to successfully change into your bat costume. I will then close the lid, preventing further inspection, and allow you to take out Ra's al Ghul and his associates outside. Sir, will you not be incredibly outnumbered? Sir, I want you to know I am very proud of you. In the past, you would have tried to take them all alone, but bringing in the League on this is quite wise. Likely he will have several assassins, and some of them will be superpowered. So I'm very proud of you for bringing in a select few of the League to help take them out. I'm sure between you and Green Arrow and Black Canary, you will be able to take them down. Well, sir, it seems that I have a funeral to prepare for, and you have a suit to get fitted for your funeral. Hello there. I'm so glad to hear that you are not dead, and I'm so glad that you enjoy these videos. Do me a tremendous favor and subscribe to Roleplay Riot, and if you like these Batman videos, why, I happen to have some more that you can check out. Thank you so much, and see you in Gotham.